In the heart of a small, bustling village in India, under the cool shade of a grand banyan tree, sat an old storyteller named Raghav. Children and adults alike gathered around him every evening, their eyes wide with anticipation, eager to be transported to a world of gods, demons, and epic adventures. This evening, Raghav's voice carried a special resonance, for he was about to unravel the essence of Hindi mythology and its profound impact on Indian culture and literature. Once upon a time, he began, in an age when the world was new and the heavens and earth were closer than they are today, there lived gods and mortals whose lives were entwined in the tapestry of fate. Their stories were not just tales, they were the very breath of life for our ancestors, shaping their world and ours. Raghav paused, letting the murmurs of excitement settle. He knew that to truly understand Hindi mythology, one had to feel it, to let the story seep into their soul. He looked around at the eager faces, the flickering lantern light reflecting in their eyes, and continued. In the land of Bharata, where the sacred rivers flow and the Himalayas touch the sky, there were stories that taught us about duty, honor, and love. Take the tale of Rama, the prince of Ayodhya. His journey, as told in the Ramayana, is not just a story of a man, it's the story of an ideal. Rama's unwavering commitment to Dharma, his duty, teaches us the importance of righteousness and sacrifice. As Raghav spoke, the listeners could almost see Rama, with his bow and arrow, standing resolute in the face of adversity. They felt the heartache of Sita, his devoted wife, as she was kidnapped by the demon king Ravana. They marveled at Hanuman, the monkey god, who flew across oceans with unwavering devotion to rescue her. These characters, though ancient, felt alive and present in the cool night air. The Ramayana, Raghav said, his voice thick with emotion, is more than a story. It's a mirror reflecting our values. It tells us that love and duty are intertwined, that the path of righteousness is not always easy, but it is always right. Raghav's storytelling was a bridge connecting the past with the present. He then shifted to another cornerstone of Hindi mythology, the Mahabharata, a tale so grand that it encompassed the entire spectrum of human emotion and experience. In the battlefields of Kurukshetra, he began, where brothers fought against brothers and friends turned into foes, lies the essence of the Mahabharata. This epic, my dear friends, is a universe in itself. It tells of the great warrior Arjuna, who, paralyzed by doubt, turns to his charioteer, Krishna, for guidance. At the mention of Krishna, a gentle breeze seemed to rustle the leaves above, as if nature herself leaned in to listen. Krishna's teachings to Arjuna, captured in the Bhagavad Gita, are a song of life. They teach us about the impermanence of the world, the importance of duty, and the nature of the soul. Do your duty, Krishna says, without attachment to the results. The villagers, with their simple lives intertwined with the cycles of nature, found deep solace in these words. They understood that life was a series of actions and consequences, and that wisdom lay in accepting both with grace. Hindi mythology also brought forth the myriad gods and goddesses who represented the forces of nature and aspects of the human psyche. Raghav spoke of Shiva, the destroyer and transformer, who danced the cosmic dance of creation and destruction. He described the gentle yet fierce Parvati, Shiva's consort, whose love and strength balanced his intense energy. He painted a vivid picture of Vishnu, the preserver, who took on various avatars to restore balance in the world, each avatar a lesson in itself. Imagine, Raghav said, his voice dropping to a whisper, the churning of the ocean of milk, the Samudra Manthan. Gods and demons working together to obtain the nectar of immortality. Out of the ocean emerged treasures and poison, teaching us that every endeavor, no matter how noble, brings challenges and rewards. The listeners could almost hear the rhythmic churning, feel the anticipation and fear, and the eventual triumph as the nectar was brought forth. These stories, rich in symbolism, were the very fabric of their lives. They were recounted during festivals, depicted in dance and drama, and even whispered in prayers. But Hindi mythology was not confined to grand epics and divine beings. It flowed into the folklore and everyday tales that spoke of common folk. Raghav shared the story of Savitri, a devoted wife who outwitted Yama, the god of death, to bring her husband back to life. He spoke of the wise and witty Tenali Rama, whose cleverness and humor were lessons in themselves. These stories, Raghav said, his eyes twinkling, are the threads that weave our cultural tapestry. They teach us resilience, wit, and the power of love. They remind us that no matter how ordinary our lives may seem, we are all part of something greater. As the night grew deeper, Raghav spoke of the profound impact these stories had on Indian literature. From the ancient poets like Valmiki and Vyasa, who composed the Ramayana and Mahabharata, to modern writers who draw inspiration from these timeless tales, Hindi mythology is a wellspring of creativity. It flows into our poems, our songs, and our prose, giving life and color to our words. The listeners were spellbound, transported to a realm where the past and present coexisted in harmony. They realized that Hindi mythology was not just about gods and heroes, it was about them, their lives, their struggles, and their triumphs. It was the heartbeat of their culture, the soul of their literature, and the guiding star of their collective consciousness. And so, under the ancient banyan tree, Raghav's voice wove magic, binding the villagers to their heritage, their myths, and each other. The stories he told were not just stories, they were a living, breathing legacy, carrying the wisdom of the ages into the hearts of every listener. The night was still, and the sky was a canvas of stars, twinkling like the myriad tales that had been told under them for centuries. In the heart of a quiet village, nestled by the banks of a serene river, the old storyteller, Raghav, prepared to share a story that would unravel the very essence of Hindi mythology and its place within the vast ocean of Indian mythology. The villagers gathered, their hearts eager and their minds open, ready to be transported into the timeless realms of gods and heroes. Have you ever wondered, Raghav began, his voice gentle yet commanding, what binds us all, across generations, to these ancient tales of wonder and wisdom? The children leaned forward, eyes wide, while the elders nodded, recalling their own childhood nights spent under the spell of such stories. Tonight, Raghav continued, we journey not just into the stories themselves, but into what they truly mean. Let me take you to the very heart of Hindi mythology and show you its place in the grand tapestry of Indian mythology. He paused, letting the anticipation build, and then began to weave his tale. In a time long ago, in the land that stretched from the snowy peaks of the Himalayas to the southern shores where the ocean kissed the land, there were countless stories. Each region, each community had its own tales of gods, demons, and heroes. Hindi mythology, my dear friends, is a part of this larger, magnificent mosaic. The listeners were hooked, their imaginations already painting vivid pictures of ancient India. Raghav's voice, rich with emotion, carried them further into the tale. Imagine a vast library, he said, filled with scrolls and manuscripts, each one containing a story from a different part of our land. This library is Indian mythology. Within it, there are sections dedicated to different languages and regions. One of the most significant sections is that of Hindi mythology, the stories told in our language, the language of the heartland. He saw the children's eyes sparkle with curiosity and continued, Hindi mythology draws from the ancient scriptures like the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas, and the great epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. These texts, written in Sanskrit, were the seeds from which countless regional myths and legends grew. As these stories were retold in Hindi, they took on new colors, new flavors, and became a part of our cultural identity. Raghav's words painted a picture of a flowing river, branching into streams and rivulets, each carrying the essence of the original source but enriched by the lands they traversed. The villagers could almost see the river of mythology, winding through time and space, nourishing the soul of the nation. Hindi mythology, Raghav explained, is not separate from Indian mythology but is a vital part of it. It's like a beautiful garden within a grand palace. The palace, with its grand halls and towering spires, represents Indian mythology in all its vastness. The garden, with its fragrant flowers and serene pathways, is Hindi mythology, offering a unique fragrance and tranquility. The listeners could almost smell the flowers and feel the peace of this mythical garden. Raghav's storytelling magic was at its peak. Consider the tale of Lord Krishna, he said. Krishna, whose life and teachings are detailed in the Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita, is a central figure in Indian mythology. But when his stories are told in Hindi, in texts like the Bhagavata Purana, and in folk songs and dances, they take on a distinct flavor that resonates deeply with the Hindi-speaking people. He described the vibrant festivals where Krishna's stories were enacted, the streets filled with color, music, and laughter, the hearts of the people swelling with devotion and joy. The villagers felt the pulse of these festivals, the energy that flowed through the stories and into their own lives. Hindi mythology, Raghav continued, also brings us closer to characters who may not be as prominent in the larger Indian context, but are cherished in our culture. Think of Tulsidas, who retold the Ramayana in Hindi as the Ramcharitmanas. His version of Rama's story brought the epic into the homes and hearts of millions, making it more accessible and beloved. The audience nodded, many having grown up listening to their elders recite verses from the Ramcharitmanas. They could feel the warmth of those memories, the way those words had shaped their understanding of righteousness and devotion. Raghav's voice softened as he spoke of the everyday heroes. Hindi mythology is rich with tales of ordinary people who performed extraordinary deeds. These stories, passed down through generations, inspire us to find the hero within ourselves. From the brave women like Sita and Draupadi to the wise and just kings like Harishchandra, their stories are our guiding stars. The night seemed to wrap itself around Raghav's words, creating a cocoon of reflection and wonder. The villagers were not just listeners but participants in this living tradition. "Do you see?" Raghav asked, his eyes shining. Hindi mythology is like the beating heart within the body of Indian mythology. It takes the universal truths and values of our ancient texts and makes them intimate, personal. It connects us to our roots, our traditions, and to each other. It's the whisper of our ancestors and the song of our future. As he spoke, the old storyteller could see the emotions in the faces before him, awe, pride, and a deep, abiding love for their heritage. They realized that Hindi mythology was not just a collection of old stories but a living, breathing part of who they were. And so, under the starlit sky, Raghav's tale wove its way into the hearts of the villagers, binding them together in a shared legacy of myth and memory. Through his words, they understood that they were part of a grand narrative, one that spanned millennia and connected them to the divine, the heroic, and the eternal. Under the sprawling banyan tree in the center of the village, the air was thick with anticipation. The villagers had gathered once again, eager to hear the words of the old storyteller, Raghav. Tonight's tale promised to be special, a journey through the ancient texts that held the essence of their culture and spirituality. The fireflies danced in the twilight, and the soft hum of the night set the perfect stage for the magic of storytelling. Raghav cleared his throat and began, his voice rich and resonant. "Have you ever wondered where these stories, these legends that shape our lives, come from? Let me take you on a journey to the very sources of our myths and legends, the sacred texts that are the foundation of Hindi mythology." The crowd leaned in, captivated by the promise of uncovering the secrets of their heritage. "First," Raghav said, "we must travel back to the beginning, to the Vedas. Imagine a time when the world was young, and the sages, the rishis, sat in deep meditation, their minds tuned to the cosmic truths. The Vedas are the oldest scriptures, the songs of the universe. Written in Sanskrit, they consist of 4 collections: Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, and Atharvaveda. He paused, allowing the listeners to visualize the ancient sages in their secluded forests, hearing the divine hymns in their hearts. These hymns, he continued, are more than just words, they are the vibrations of creation itself. They speak of the gods, the rituals, and the mysteries of life and death. The villagers felt a shiver run down their spines, as if the very air around them was charged with the ancient chants. Raghav's voice took on a deeper tone as he moved to the next source. From the Vedas, we journey to the Upanishads. These are the whispers of the soul, the secret teachings given from masters to disciples. The Upanishads delve into the nature of reality, the self, and the universe. They ask profound questions. Who am I? What is the meaning of life? He saw the reflection of those questions in the eyes of his listeners, young and old alike, as they pondered the mysteries that the Upanishads sought to unravel. Imagine, Raghav said, sitting by a sacred fire, under a canopy of stars, as a wise sage explains that the soul, the Atman, is one with the Brahman, the universal spirit. This knowledge, my friends, is like a lamp that lights up the darkest corners of our minds. The villagers felt the warmth of that inner light, a connection to something greater than themselves. Raghav's tone shifted as he introduced the Puranas. The Puranas are like a vast ocean of stories, each wave bringing a new tale of gods, heroes, and the cosmos. There are 18 major Puranas, and they cover everything from creation to destruction, from the deeds of the gods to the genealogies of kings. He told them of the Bhagavata Purana, which sings of Krishna's playful childhood and his divine love for Radha. He described the Shiva Purana, which recounts the mighty deeds of Lord Shiva, the destroyer and transformer. Picture the world, Raghav said, as a grand play, with the Puranas as the scripts that guide the actors. These stories are not just entertainment, they are lessons in virtue, devotion, and the cycles of life. The villagers were entranced, feeling the pull of these timeless tales, each one a thread in the rich tapestry of their culture. Raghav then turned to the epics, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, the twin pillars of Hindi mythology. The Mahabharata, he said, is the longest epic poem in the world. It's a story of a great war, a struggle for dharma, for righteousness. But it's also a story of families, of love and betrayal, of dreams and despair. He painted a vivid picture of the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where the warrior Arjuna, guided by Krishna, faced his own doubts and fears. In the Bhagavad Gita, which is part of the Mahabharata, Krishna teaches Arjuna about duty, karma, and the eternal soul. These teachings are the very heart of our spiritual tradition. The listeners felt as if they were on that battlefield, hearing Krishna's divine counsel, their hearts swelling with courage and clarity. And then, Raghav said, his voice softening, there is the Ramayana, the story of Prince Rama, the embodiment of virtue. It tells of his exile, his unwavering devotion to his wife Sita, her abduction by the demon king Ravana, and the epic battle to rescue her. He described the deep forests, the majestic mountains, and the fierce battles, making the story come alive in the minds of his audience. They could see Rama's righteous stance, Sita's steadfastness, and Hanuman's undying loyalty. These epics, Raghav said, are our moral compass. They teach us about honor, courage, and the power of good over evil. They are recited, performed, and celebrated in every corner of our land. The villagers nodded, many of them recalling the times they had witnessed the Ramayana enacted during festivals, the emotions it had stirred within them. Raghav wasn't finished. He leaned in, his eyes twinkling, and spoke of the folklores. Beyond these great texts, we have the folk tales, the stories passed down through generations by word of mouth. These are the tales of common folk, of village gods and goddesses, of clever animals and wise fools. He shared a tale of Tenali Raman, the clever jester whose wit saved his kingdom time and again. He told of the brave princess Savitri, who outwitted Yama, the god of death, to bring her husband back to life. These stories, he said, are the heartbeat of our villages. They are told by grandmothers to grandchildren, around fires, under the stars. They are our laughter, our lessons, and our legacy. The villagers felt a deep connection to these folk tales, recognizing the characters and morals that were part of their own lives. As Raghav's story came to an end, the night seemed to hold its breath, the stars above a silent audience to the power of his words. The villagers sat in awe, their hearts full of the richness of their heritage. They realized that these primary sources, the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, and folklore, were not just ancient texts but living, breathing stories that continue to shape their lives and their world. The night sky over the village was a deep, velvety blue, dotted with stars that seemed to twinkle in anticipation. Beneath this celestial canopy, the villagers gathered once more around the ancient banyan tree, where the old storyteller, Raghav, sat ready to weave another tale. Tonight, he would reveal not just the stories of their heritage, but the art of interpreting and presenting these timeless myths. As the fireflies danced in the night, Raghav began with a voice that seemed to carry the wisdom of ages. Have you ever wondered, he asked, how these ancient stories, these myths of gods and heroes, have reached us across the sands of time? how they remain alive, breathing in our hearts and our culture. The children, sitting closest to him, leaned in, their eyes wide with curiosity, while the elders nodded, knowing that tonight's story would be one of deep insight. "Let me take you back," Raghav said, "to a time when the world was young, and the great sages and storytellers walked among us. These wise men and women understood that myths were not just tales to be told, but treasures to be interpreted, each layer revealing deeper truths about life, the universe, and our place within it." He paused, allowing his words to settle, creating a moment of stillness that was electric with anticipation. In those days, Raghav continued, the first approach to interpreting these myths was through symbolism. Imagine a lotus, blooming in the midst of a muddy pond. To the wise, this was not just a flower, but a symbol of purity and enlightenment emerging from the chaos of the world. The stories of our gods and heroes are filled with such symbols, each one a key to unlocking profound wisdom. The villagers could almost see the lotus, its delicate petals opening to the sky, a beacon of hope and beauty amidst the muck. They felt a sense of awe, understanding that these stories held secrets that went beyond the surface. "Consider the tale of the churning of the ocean," Raghav said, his voice a soft caress of the night. When the gods and demons churned the ocean to obtain the nectar of immortality, it was not just a story of a great battle for divine elixir. It was a symbol of the struggle within each of us, the constant churning of our hearts and minds in search of truth and enlightenment. He saw the nods of understanding, the glint of realization in the eyes of his listeners. They felt the churn within their own souls, the eternal quest for meaning and purpose. But symbolism was just the beginning, Raghav continued, his voice growing more intense. The second approach was through moral lessons. Our ancestors knew that stories were powerful tools for teaching. Each myth, each legend, carried within it a moral, a lesson that could guide us through the complexities of life. He spoke of the epic tale of Mahabharata, the grand saga of duty and righteousness. In the Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna speaks to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he is not just giving advice to a warrior, he is speaking to each one of us, teaching us about our duties, our responsibilities, and the importance of doing what is right, even when it is difficult. The villagers felt the weight of those words, the clarity and courage that came with understanding one's duty. They realized that these stories were more than entertainment, they were guides, lighting the path through the darkest times. Raghav's voice softened, becoming almost a whisper, as he introduced the third approach. And then, there is the personal connection. The storytellers of old knew that to truly keep these myths alive, they had to make them personal, relatable. They would weave the grand tales with the threads of everyday life, making the divine accessible and the heroic achievable. He shared the story of Rama and Sita, not as distant figures of an epic but as loving, devoted partners facing trials and tribulations that mirrored the villagers' own lives. When Rama wandered the forests in exile, he was not just a prince fulfilling his destiny, he was a husband, a brother, a friend, experiencing pain, joy, and hope just as we do. When Sita stood unwavering in her loyalty and courage, she showed us the strength that lies within each of us. The villagers felt a deep connection to these characters, seeing their own struggles and triumphs reflected in the ancient stories. They understood that these myths were a mirror, showing them their own potential for greatness. Raghav's eyes shone with the light of 1,000 stories as he spoke of the final approach. And lastly, there is the communal experience. Our myths are not meant to be kept to ourselves, but shared, celebrated, and passed down through generations. Through festivals, dramas, and nightly tales under the banyan tree, we keep these stories alive, weaving them into the very fabric of our community. He described the grand celebrations of Diwali, where the victory of light over darkness, of Rama over Ravana, was not just remembered but lived, danced, and sung. He spoke of the vibrant Holi, where the playful stories of Krishna brought joy and unity to the hearts of the people. Through these communal experiences, Raghav said, his voice filled with emotion, we create bonds that transcend time. We become a part of something greater, a lineage of storytellers and listeners, of believers and dreamers. The villagers felt the warmth of these bonds, the strength of their shared heritage. They realized that by interpreting and presenting these myths in such ways, they were not just preserving stories but nurturing their souls and their community. As Raghav's tale came to an end, the night seemed to hold its breath, the stars above a silent witness to the power of his words. The villagers sat in a state of reverent awe, their hearts full of the timeless wisdom that had been shared. They understood that these approaches, symbolism, moral lessons, personal connection, and communal experience, were the keys to unlocking the true magic of their myths, ensuring that they would continue to inspire and guide for generations to come. The moon hung low in the night sky, casting a silvery glow over the village gathered beneath the ancient banyan tree. The air was filled with a sense of wonder and anticipation, for tonight, Raghav, the old storyteller, was about to unfold the mysteries of creation itself. As the villagers settled in, Raghav's voice, deep and resonant, began to weave its magic. "Have you ever pondered," he asked, his eyes reflecting the moonlight, "how this world, this universe, came into being? Tonight, let us embark on a journey to the very dawn of existence, exploring the sacred hymns and ancient texts that describe the birth of everything we know." The villagers leaned in, their imaginations already sparked by the promise of cosmic tales. "In the beginning," Raghav began, "there was nothing. No sky, no earth, no living being, only a vast, unfathomable void." This is the essence of the Nasadiya Sukta, the hymn of creation from the Rigveda. It speaks of a time before time, where even the gods were not yet born, and darkness covered everything like a shroud. His words painted a picture of a primordial expanse, empty and silent, sending shivers down the spines of his listeners. "Imagine," Raghav continued, "a profound stillness, where the only thing that existed was an indescribable potential, a singularity from which all creation would spring." The hymn asks, who really knows? Who will hear proclaim it? Whence was it produced? Whence is this creation? It captures the mystery and the wonder of creation, reminding us that some secrets of the universe remain beyond our grasp. The villagers felt the awe of this ancient question, sensing the deep wisdom in accepting the unknown. "But then," Raghav said, his voice growing stronger, "from this void, a desire arose, the first seed of creation, a spark that set everything into motion. This desire gave birth to the cosmic waters, and within these waters, a golden egg formed. From this egg emerged the first being, Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic womb, the source of all life. The image of the golden egg, radiant and full of potential, filled the minds of his audience, symbolizing hope and the beginning of everything." "Now, let us turn to another hymn," Raghav said, his tone reverent. The Purusha Sukta, also from the Rigveda, offers a different vision of creation. It speaks of Purusha, the cosmic being, whose body is the universe itself. In a grand, divine sacrifice, the gods used Purusha's body to create the world. From his mouth came the Brahmins, from his arms the Kshatriyas, from his thighs the Vaishyas, and from his feet the Shudras. His mind became the moon, his eyes the sun, and his breath the wind. The villagers could almost see the divine sacrifice, the cosmic being giving rise to the ordered world around them, each part of his body becoming a fundamental aspect of the universe. This hymn, Raghav explained, teaches us that creation is a divine act, a sacred offering that brings forth life and order from chaos. It shows us the interconnectedness of all things, how every part of creation is a piece of the divine. The villagers felt a profound sense of unity and connection, understanding that they too were part of this grand cosmic tapestry. Raghav's voice softened as he continued, but the story of creation doesn't end there. Different texts offer various accounts, each adding its own color to the picture. In the Puranas, for example, we hear of Brahma, the creator god, who emerged from a lotus that grew from the navel of Vishnu, the preserver. Brahma then set about creating the world, drawing on the knowledge of the Vedas that existed within him. The image of Brahma, seated on a lotus, meticulously crafting the universe, filled the villagers with a sense of the divine artistry involved in creation. In the Shiva Purana, Raghav said, we learn of another aspect of creation, where Shiva, the destroyer, also plays a crucial role. As Natraja, the cosmic dancer, Shiva performs the dance of creation, preservation, and destruction, symbolizing the endless cycles of the universe. His dance creates the rhythm of life, the heartbeat of existence. The villagers could almost hear the cosmic drum, feel the pulse of Shiva's dance resonating through their very beings, a reminder of the constant flux and flow of life. And then, Raghav continued, there are the stories of the Devi, the goddess, who embodies the creative energy, Shakti. In the Devi Bhagavata Purana, the goddess creates the universe from her own body, showing us that creation is also a feminine, nurturing act. She is the mother of all, the source of all life and power. The villagers felt the warmth and compassion of the goddess, the gentle yet powerful force that gives life and sustains the universe. Raghav's eyes sparkled as he concluded, each of these stories, these hymns, offers a different perspective on creation, but they all share a common thread, the divine role in bringing forth existence. The gods, in their various forms and actions, shape the universe, infusing it with their essence, their purpose. The villagers sat in silent awe, feeling the presence of the divine all around them. They understood that these myths were more than just stories, they were windows into the profound truths of existence, guiding them to a deeper understanding of life and the cosmos. As the night deepened and the stars shone brighter, Raghav's tale left an indelible mark on the hearts of the villagers. They felt a renewed sense of wonder and reverence for the ancient myths, knowing that within each story lay the answers to the greatest mysteries of all, the mystery of creation itself. The village lay under a blanket of stars, the banyan tree's ancient branches stretching out like the arms of a protective guardian. Tonight, the villagers gathered once more around Raghav, their beloved storyteller, who promised to unveil the mysteries of the universe's structure. The flickering flames of lanterns danced with the shadows, setting the perfect stage for a tale that would take them to the heights of heaven, the depths of the underworld, and the very heart of the earth. Raghav's voice, deep and melodious, began to weave its spell. Close your eyes and imagine, he said, a universe where every element, every creature, every star is part of a grand design, a cosmic structure that binds us all. Let me take you to the three worlds, heaven, earth, and the underworld, each a realm of its own, yet intricately connected. The villagers, eyes closed, could see it all in their minds, the vastness of the cosmos unfolding before them. In the heavens, Raghav continued, his voice rising with the imagery, we find the abode of the gods. This is Swarga, a realm of unimaginable beauty and splendor, where Indra, the king of the gods, reigns supreme. The skies here are always clear, the air filled with divine music, and the palaces made of gold and jewels. It's a place of eternal bliss, where the virtuous are rewarded and the gods watch over the universe. The villagers felt a sense of awe and longing, picturing the celestial gardens and the serene rivers of Swarga, where heroes from their legends lived in peace. And then, Raghav said, his voice taking on a more grounded tone, there is the earth, our home, known as Bhumi or Prithvi. This is the realm of humans, animals, and all living beings. It is a world of joy and sorrow, of birth and death, where life unfolds in all its diversity. Here, we experience the seasons, the elements, and the rhythms of nature. It is both beautiful and challenging, a place where we learn and grow through our experiences. The villagers, deeply connected to their own land and lives, nodded in understanding, feeling the earth beneath them as Raghav spoke. But beneath the earth, Raghav's voice grew hushed, lies the underworld, the realm of Padala. It is not a place of torment as some might think, but a mysterious, shadowy world, home to the Nagas, the serpent beings, and other mystical creatures. This realm is ruled by Vasuki, the king of serpents, and is said to be filled with hidden treasures and secret knowledge. The villagers shivered at the thought, a mix of fear and fascination coursing through them as they imagined the hidden depths and the secrets they might hold. Raghav paused, letting the imagery settle before guiding them further. In the center of all these worlds stands Mount Meru, the cosmic axis, the pillar that connects heaven, earth, and the underworld. Imagine a mountain so tall that its peak touches the heavens and its roots delve deep into the underworld. It is the center of the universe, around which everything revolves. The villagers could almost see it, the majestic Mount Meru, its summit gleaming with divine light, its base strong and unwavering. Mount Meru, Raghav continued, is described in the texts as being surrounded by 7 concentric ranges, each one higher and more magnificent than the last. These ranges are separated by 7 oceans, each filled with a different substance: salt water, sugarcane juice, wine, clarified butter, curd, milk, and pure water. Can you see the colors, feel the textures, sense the sacredness of these places? They nodded, enchanted by the vivid descriptions, their senses alive with the wonders of these mythical landscapes. On the peak of Mount Meru, Raghav said, his voice filled with reverence, stands the city of the gods, Amaravati, the celestial capital. Here, under the golden canopy of Indra's palace, the gods convene, and great councils are held. The rivers of the heavens flow down from Meru, giving life to the world below. The sacred river Ganges, known as the Milky Way in the night sky, descends from Meru to nourish the earth, bringing with it purity and life. The villagers felt a sense of deep connection to the sacred river, understanding its divine origin and its life-giving essence. Raghav's tone grew more mystical as he spoke of the cosmological features. In the skies above, we see the planets and stars, each one a celestial being with its own story. The sun, Surya, rides his chariot across the sky, bringing light and warmth. The moon, Chandra, with his cool, soothing rays, governs the night. The planets, known as the Navagraha, influence our lives with their cosmic dance, each one playing a part in the great symphony of the universe. The villagers looked up at the night sky, feeling the presence of these celestial beings, their lives intertwined with the movements of the heavens. But remember, Raghav said, his voice gentle, all these realms, all these wonders, are connected. The heavens, the earth, and the underworld are not separate but parts of a grand, interconnected whole. The gods and beings of each realm influence each other, just as our actions on earth resonate through the cosmos. He paused, letting the weight of his words sink in, as the villagers contemplated the unity and interdependence of all things. And so, Raghav concluded, his voice filled with warmth and wisdom, we are part of this magnificent structure, this cosmic dance. The 3 worlds and Mount Meru remind us of our place in the universe, of the divine connections that bind us to each other and to the very fabric of existence. Every star, every mountain, every being is a thread in the grand tapestry of creation. As the night deepened and the stars shone ever brighter, the villagers sat in a state of profound awe, their hearts and minds open to the vast and intricate structure of the universe. They felt a renewed sense of wonder and reverence for the cosmos and their place within it, forever grateful for the stories that brought such beauty and meaning into their lives. The warm glow of the evening fire cast long shadows on the faces of the villagers gathered around Raghav, the storyteller. Tonight, he was about to unravel one of the most profound mysteries of their ancient heritage, the concept of time and its endless cycles. The night was serene, and a gentle breeze whispered through the leaves of the banyan tree, setting the perfect stage for Raghav's tale. Imagine, Raghav began, his voice a soft murmur that drew everyone closer, a wheel, vast and eternal, turning without end. This is how our ancestors understood time, not as a straight line, but as a cycle, an unending circle that shapes the cosmos and our lives. The villagers leaned in, their imaginations captured by the image of the great wheel of time. In our sacred texts, Raghav continued, time is divided into yugas, great ages that span thousands of years. Each yuga is a chapter in the grand story of the universe, and together they form a cycle called a Mahayuga. Let me tell you about these ages. His eyes sparkled with the ancient knowledge he was about to share, and the villagers felt a shiver of anticipation. The first yuga, Raghav said, is Satya Yuga, the age of truth. This was a time when virtue and righteousness were at their peak. Imagine a world where everyone was pure and honest, where the gods walked among humans, and there was no suffering or deceit. It was a golden age of peace and prosperity, where Dharma, the cosmic law, was fully upheld. The villagers could almost see it, a world bathed in golden light, where harmony and goodness prevailed. But as the wheel turned, Raghav's voice took on a note of sadness. Satya Yuga gave way to Treta Yuga, the age of silver. Virtue was still strong, but it had begun to decline. This was the age of great heroes and epic tales, like the Ramayana. It was a time of noble deeds and great sacrifices, but also of the first shadows of corruption and strife. They could picture Rama and Sita, their virtues shining brightly, even as the world around them began to show signs of decay. Next came Dvapara Yuga, the age of bronze, Raghav said, his tone more somber. Virtue and truth diminished further, and the balance between good and evil began to shift. This was the time of the Mahabharata, when the great war of Kurukshetra took place. It was an age of conflict, where dharma was upheld by few, and adharma, or unrighteousness, spread its roots. The villagers felt the weight of this age, sensing the struggle and the turmoil that defined it, the epic battles and the moral dilemmas faced by its heroes. And now, Raghav's voice was almost a whisper, we live in Kali Yuga, the age of iron. This is the darkest age, where virtue is nearly extinct, and ignorance, greed, and sin prevail. It is a time of great suffering and moral decay, where the true path is hard to find, and the light of Dharma flickers like a dying flame. The villagers shuddered, feeling the resonance of Kali Yuga in their own lives, the challenges and the darkness that seemed to pervade their world. But remember, Raghav's voice grew stronger, infused with hope, the wheel of time never stops turning. After Kali Yuga, the cycle will begin anew, and Satya Yuga will return. This is the cyclical nature of time in our cosmology, an eternal dance of creation, preservation, destruction, and renewal. They felt a glimmer of hope, understanding that no matter how dark the present age might be, a new dawn would eventually come. Raghav's eyes shone with a deep, ancient wisdom. The cyclical nature of time teaches us many lessons. It reminds us that nothing is permanent, not even our struggles. It shows us that life, with all its highs and lows, is part of a grand, cosmic rhythm. And it encourages us to live virtuously, no matter the age we find ourselves in, for every action we take adds to the turning of the great wheel. The villagers felt a sense of connection to this vast, cosmic cycle, a feeling that their lives were part of something much greater than themselves. Think of the seasons, Raghav said, drawing a parallel that everyone could understand. Just as the earth moves through spring, summer, autumn, and winter, so too does time move through the yugas. Each season has its own beauty and its own challenges, but all are necessary for the growth and renewal of life. They nodded, seeing the truth in his words, understanding that every age, every cycle, had its purpose in the grand design of the universe. And so, Raghav concluded, his voice filled with a quiet reverence, we are all part of this eternal dance, this never-ending cycle of time. Our stories, our lives, our very existence are woven into the fabric of this cosmic tapestry. By understanding the yugas and the cyclical nature of time, we find our place in the universe and draw strength from the knowledge that light will always follow darkness. As the fire crackled and the stars shone above, the villagers sat in silent contemplation, their hearts and minds open to the profound wisdom of the ages. They felt a deep sense of peace and purpose, knowing that they were part of an endless cycle of time, bound by the stories and lessons of their ancient heritage. The evening sky was painted with hues of orange and pink as the sun set behind the hills. The villagers gathered under the old banyan tree, waiting eagerly for Raghav, the storyteller, to begin his tale. Tonight, he was going to speak about the mighty Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and their divine consorts. The air was thick with anticipation as Raghav's deep voice broke the silence. Close your eyes, he began, and imagine a universe brimming with creation, preservation, and destruction, all balanced in an eternal dance. This dance is guided by three powerful deities, each with a role so profound that the very fabric of existence depends on them. Let me introduce you to Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, the Trimurti. The villagers could feel their hearts quicken with excitement, drawn into the cosmic drama that Raghav was about to unfold. First, Raghav continued, let's meet Brahma, the creator. Imagine a vast lotus blooming from the navel of Vishnu as he lies on the cosmic serpent, Shisha. From this lotus emerges Brahma, four-faced and wise, holding the sacred Vedas. His duty is to create the universe and all its beings. Each of his four faces represents the four directions and the four Vedas, embodying the knowledge of the cosmos. The villagers envisioned Brahma's serene and wise countenance, a symbol of endless creativity and divine knowledge. By Brahma's side, Raghav said, his voice softening, is Sarasvati, the goddess of wisdom, music, and arts. Picture her, graceful and serene, riding a white swan, holding a veena. Sarasvati is the embodiment of all knowledge and creative arts. She inspires poets, musicians, and artists, filling the world with beauty and wisdom. The villagers could almost hear the melodious notes of Sarasvati's veena, feel the inspiration flowing through their own veins. But creation alone is not enough, Raghav continued. For the universe to thrive, it must be preserved. This is where Vishnu, the preserver, comes in. Vishnu is often depicted lying on the serpent Ananta, floating in the cosmic ocean, dreaming the universe into existence. Whenever the balance of the world is threatened by evil, Vishnu incarnates to restore harmony and dharma. The villagers could see Vishnu, majestic and benevolent, his presence radiating a sense of protection and order. Vishnu's consort is Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, fortune, and prosperity, Raghav said, his voice filled with warmth. Imagine Lakshmi, seated on a blooming lotus, showering gold coins and blessings upon her devotees. She is the source of all material and spiritual wealth, bringing abundance and joy wherever she goes. The villagers felt the blessings of Lakshmi, imagining the prosperity and happiness she bestowed upon the world. And then, Raghav's voice took on a deeper, more intense tone. There is Shiva, the destroyer and transformer. Shiva resides on Mount Kailash, deep in meditation, his third eye closed but ever watchful. He is the force that destroys the old to make way for the new, ensuring the cycle of creation continues. With his matted hair and ash-covered body, Shiva represents the raw, untamed power of the universe. The villagers shivered with a mixture of awe and reverence, picturing Shiva's fierce yet compassionate form, the cosmic dancer who performs the Tandava, the dance of destruction. Shiva's consort is Parvati, the goddess of love, devotion, and fertility, Raghav said, his voice softening with affection. Parvati is the gentle and nurturing aspect of the divine feminine, balancing Shiva's intense energy. Imagine her, beautiful and serene, a loving mother to their sons, Ganesha and Kartikeya. Parvati embodies the power of devotion and the strength of a loving heart. The villagers could feel the warmth and love of Parvati, sensing her gentle touch and nurturing spirit in their own lives. Raghav paused, letting the images of these divine beings settle in the minds of his listeners. The fire crackled softly, and the night grew darker, the stars beginning to twinkle above. These deities, Raghav continued, are not just distant figures in the heavens. Their stories are woven into the very fabric of our lives. Brahma's creation reminds us of our own potential to create and bring forth new ideas. Sarasvati's wisdom guides us in our quest for knowledge and artistic expression. The villagers felt a sense of inspiration, thinking of the new beginnings and creative endeavors in their own lives. Vishnu's preservation teaches us the importance of balance and righteousness, Raghav said, and Lakshmi's blessings remind us to seek both material and spiritual prosperity. They teach us to live in harmony with the world and to cherish the blessings we receive. They nodded, feeling the importance of maintaining balance and seeking harmony in their daily lives. And Shiva, Raghav's voice grew powerful, shows us that destruction is not an end but a transformation. Through his dance, he clears the old to make way for the new, teaching us the value of change and renewal. Parvati's love and devotion remind us of the strength found in nurturing and supporting one another. The villagers felt a deep sense of resilience and hope, understanding that even in the face of destruction, there is the promise of renewal and new beginnings. As Raghav's tale came to a close, the villagers sat in reflective silence, feeling the presence of the divine trinity and their consorts in their hearts. The stories of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, along with Sarasvati, Lakshmi, and Parvati, filled them with a sense of awe and reverence, connecting them to the timeless cycle of creation, preservation, and transformation. In the quiet of the night, under the canopy of stars, the villagers felt a deep connection to the divine forces that shaped their world, finding comfort and inspiration in the eternal dance of the Trimurti and their consorts. Under the vast expanse of the star-studded sky, the villagers gathered eagerly around Raghav, their beloved storyteller, awaiting another tale of the gods who dwelled among the celestial realms. Tonight, Raghav promised to regale them with stories of the Devas, the divine beings who wielded power over the elements and guided the course of the cosmos. As the fire crackled and the night air hummed with anticipation, Raghav began his enchanting tale. "Listen closely, my dear friends," Raghav began, his voice carrying the weight of ancient wisdom. "For tonight, I shall take you on a journey through the heavens, where the devas reign supreme, each with their own unique stories and attributes." The villagers leaned in, their hearts racing with excitement, ready to embark on this celestial adventure. "Let us begin with Indra, the mighty king of the devas," Raghav declared, his voice resonating with authority. Imagine a figure of regal splendor, adorned with jewels and wielding a thunderbolt in his hand. Indra is the lord of storms and thunder, the wielder of the Vajra, which he uses to wield lightning and rain upon the earth. As Raghav spoke, the villagers could almost hear the rumble of thunder and see the flashes of lightning illuminating the night sky, feeling the awe-inspiring power of Indra. "But Indra is not just a warrior," Raghav continued, his voice softening with reverence. "He is also a patron of heroes and champions, a protector of righteousness and virtue. In many tales, he leads the devas in their battles against the forces of darkness, ensuring the balance of the cosmos is maintained." The villagers felt a surge of courage and strength, inspired by the bravery and valor of Indra. "Next, let us turn our gaze to Agni, the god of fire," Raghav said, his voice crackling like flames in the hearth. Picture Agni, radiant and bright, his flames dancing with a life of their own. He is the divine messenger between gods and humans, carrying offerings and prayers from earth to heaven. As Raghav spoke, the villagers could feel the warmth of Agni's presence, the flickering flames casting a comforting glow upon their faces. "But Agni is not just a messenger," Raghav continued, "he is also a purifier, burning away impurities and offering blessings to those who invoke him. He is worshipped in every home, in every ritual, his presence a constant reminder of the sacred bond between gods and mortals." The villagers felt a sense of reverence and gratitude, knowing that Agni watched over them with his eternal flame. "Now, let us meet Varuna, the god of the oceans and the celestial waters," Raghav said, his voice echoing like the crashing waves. Imagine Varuna, seated on a throne of pearls, surrounded by the swirling waters of the cosmic ocean. He is the guardian of cosmic order, the enforcer of cosmic law, and the punisher of those who stray from the path of righteousness. As Raghav spoke, the villagers could feel the vastness and depth of Varuna's domain, the ebb and flow of the tides echoing his divine will. "But Varuna is also a compassionate deity," Raghav continued, "who offers forgiveness to those who repent and seek redemption. He is invoked in prayers for protection and guidance, his presence a beacon of hope for those lost at sea or facing the storms of life." The villagers felt a sense of awe and reverence, knowing that Varuna's watchful eye never wavered, even in the darkest of times. "Let us not forget Surya, the radiant god of the sun," Raghav said, his voice growing warm and bright. Picture Surya, riding his golden chariot across the sky, his rays illuminating the world with light and warmth. He is the source of life and energy, the giver of vitality and strength. As Raghav spoke, the villagers could feel the warmth of Surya's rays on their skin, the brilliance of his light filling them with renewed vigor and vitality. "But Surya is not just a celestial body," Raghav continued, "he is also a symbol of knowledge and enlightenment, dispelling the darkness of ignorance and guiding seekers on the path of truth. He is worshipped by scholars and sages, his blessings sought in the pursuit of wisdom and understanding." The villagers felt a sense of clarity and purpose, knowing that Surya's light illuminated not just the physical world, but also the realms of knowledge and enlightenment. As Raghav concluded his tale, the villagers sat in silent awe, their hearts and minds filled with the stories of the devas, Indra, Agni, Varuna, Surya, and countless others who dwelled in the celestial realms. They felt a deep connection to these divine beings, knowing that their presence was woven into the very fabric of existence, guiding and inspiring them in their daily lives. As the fire dwindled and the stars shimmered above, the villagers felt a sense of gratitude for Raghav and his timeless tales, which had brought them closer to the divine mysteries that shaped their world. And as they drifted off to sleep, their dreams were filled with visions of the devas, their hearts brimming with reverence and awe for the celestial beings who watched over them from afar. As the moon rose high in the sky, casting its gentle silver light over the village, the villagers gathered around Raghav, their hearts brimming with anticipation. Tonight, Raghav promised to reveal the tales of the deities, the divine goddesses who embodied the power of the feminine and wielded strength beyond measure. As the fire crackled and the night air hummed with excitement, Raghav began his enchanting tale. "Listen closely, my dear friends," Raghav began, his voice carrying the weight of ancient wisdom. "For tonight, I shall take you on a journey through the realms of the divine feminine, where the deities reign supreme, each with their own unique stories and attributes." The villagers leaned in, their eyes shining with curiosity, ready to embark on this mystical journey. "Let us begin with Durga, the fierce and fearless goddess of strength and protection," Raghav declared, his voice resonating with power. Picture Durga, astride her majestic lion, wielding her weapons with grace and determination. She is the embodiment of courage and valor, the one who vanquishes demons and restores peace and order to the world. As Raghav spoke, the villagers could feel the earth tremble beneath them, the air crackling with the energy of Durga's presence. But Durga is not just a warrior, Raghav continued, she is also a loving mother, compassionate and nurturing to her devotees. She is worshipped during Navaratri, the festival of 9 nights, where her victory over the buffalo demon Mahishasura is celebrated with fervent devotion. The villagers felt a surge of strength and protection, knowing that Durga watched over them with her fierce and loving gaze. "Now, let us turn our attention to Kali, the dark and mysterious goddess of destruction and transformation," Raghav said, his voice tinged with reverence. Imagine Kali, with her tongue protruding and her eyes ablaze, dancing the cosmic dance of creation and destruction. She is the force that destroys the old to make way for the new, the one who liberates souls from the cycle of birth and death. As Raghav spoke, the villagers could feel the raw power and intensity of Kali's presence, the darkness within her illuminated by the fiery light of her devotion. But Kali is not just a destroyer, Raghav continued, she is also a mother goddess, fiercely protective of her children and fiercely devoted to her devotees. She is worshipped during Kali Puja, where her fierce form is honored with offerings of blood and wine. The villagers felt a sense of awe and reverence, knowing that Kali's love and protection were as boundless as the cosmos itself. "Now, let us meet Lakshmi, the radiant goddess of wealth, fortune, and prosperity," Raghav said, his voice growing warm and bright. Picture Lakshmi, seated on a blooming lotus, her hands showering blessings and abundance upon her devotees. She is the embodiment of beauty and grace, the one who brings material and spiritual wealth to those who worship her with devotion. As Raghav spoke, the villagers could feel the warmth of Lakshmi's presence, her blessings filling them with a sense of abundance and prosperity. But Lakshmi is not just a bestower of wealth, Raghav continued, she is also a symbol of inner beauty and spiritual fulfillment. She is worshipped during Diwali, the festival of lights, where her blessings are sought for a prosperous and joyful year ahead. The villagers felt a sense of gratitude and contentment, knowing that Lakshmi's blessings brought not just material riches but also inner peace and fulfillment. And finally, let us turn our gaze to Sarasvati, the gentle and wise goddess of knowledge, music, and the arts, Raghav said, his voice softening with reverence. Picture Sarasvati, seated on a white swan, her veena in hand, her eyes shining with the light of wisdom. She is the embodiment of creativity and inspiration, the one who bestows knowledge and skill upon her devotees. As Raghav spoke, the villagers could feel the gentle guidance and inspiration of Sarasvati's presence, her wisdom illuminating the path of their hearts and minds. But Sarasvati is not just a patron of the arts, Raghav continued, she is also a goddess of learning and education, revered by students and scholars alike. She is worshipped during Sarasvati Puja, where her blessings are sought for success and excellence in academic pursuits. The villagers felt a sense of clarity and purpose, knowing that Sarasvati's guidance would light their way through the realms of knowledge and wisdom. As you can see, my dear friends, Raghav concluded, his voice filled with reverence and awe, the deities embody the power of the feminine in all its forms, fierce and protective, dark and mysterious, radiant and abundant, gentle and wise. They are the embodiment of Shakti, the divine feminine energy that pervades the cosmos and sustains all of creation. As the fire crackled and the stars twinkled overhead, the villagers sat in silent contemplation, their hearts and minds filled with the stories of the deities and the power of Shakti. They felt a deep sense of gratitude and reverence for the divine feminine, knowing that her presence was woven into the very fabric of their lives, guiding and nurturing them with her boundless love and compassion. Gather around, my friends, for tonight I shall take you on a journey through the epic tale of the Ramayana, a story of love, devotion, courage, and righteousness that has echoed through the ages and captured the hearts of millions. Long ago, in the kingdom of Ayodhya, there lived a noble prince named Rama. He was the eldest son of King Dashratha, beloved by all for his kindness, wisdom, and unwavering devotion to Dharma, the righteous path. Rama was not just a prince, he was a symbol of virtue, a beacon of hope in a world fraught with darkness. But every story needs a villain, and in the Ramayana, that villain is Ravana, the powerful demon king of Lanka. Ravana was cunning and cruel, his heart consumed by jealousy and ambition. He coveted Rama's beloved wife, Sita, for her beauty and purity, and he would stop at nothing to make her his own. The stage was set for an epic battle between good and evil, righteousness and tyranny, love and lust. At the heart of the Ramayana lies the story of Rama and Sita, a love so pure and true that it transcends time and space. Their love story is a testament to the power of devotion and sacrifice, of standing by each other through trials and tribulations, of facing adversity with unwavering faith. But their love was put to the ultimate test when Sita was abducted by Ravana, who disguised himself as a beggar and tricked her into leaving the safety of her home. Rama was devastated by her disappearance, his heart torn apart by grief and anguish. Determined to rescue his beloved wife, Rama embarked on a perilous journey to Lanka, accompanied by his loyal brother Lakshmana and the mighty monkey warrior Hanuman. Ah, Hanuman, the brave and loyal devotee of Rama, whose devotion knew no bounds. With his extraordinary strength and unwavering loyalty, Hanuman became the embodiment of courage and selflessness, the very essence of devotion. He crossed oceans, leapt mountains, and fought armies single-handedly, all in the name of his beloved master. Together, Rama, Lakshmana, and Hanuman waged war against Ravana and his demon army, facing countless challenges and trials along the way. Their journey was fraught with danger, but their determination never wavered, for they knew that the fate of the world hung in the balance. In the end, it was Rama's unwavering devotion to Dharma that led to victory. With his divine bow and arrow, he vanquished Ravana and rescued Sita from his clutches. But victory came at a great cost, for Rama had to endure the pain of separation from his beloved wife, who had remained steadfast in her devotion throughout her captivity. The Ramayana is not just a story, it is a treasure trove of wisdom and moral lessons that resonate with people of all ages and backgrounds. It teaches us the importance of duty, honor, and sacrifice, of standing up for what is right even in the face of adversity. It reminds us that love conquers all, that true devotion knows no bounds, and that righteousness will always prevail in the end. But perhaps the greatest lesson of all is the power of faith, faith in oneself, faith in others, and faith in the divine. It is faith that gives us the strength to overcome the greatest of challenges, to face our fears with courage and determination, and to emerge victorious in the end. In the ancient land of Bharatavarsha, there existed a kingdom known as Hastinapur. Within its walls, a tale of epic proportions unfolded, a tale of honor and betrayal, of love and hatred, of righteousness and greed. This was the story of the Mahabharata, the greatest epic ever told. At the heart of the Mahabharata lay the rivalry between two great families, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Born from the same lineage, they were destined for greatness, but fate had other plans in store for them. The Pandavas were 5 brothers: Yudhishthira, the eldest and most virtuous; Bhima, the mighty and indomitable; Arjuna, the skilled and courageous warrior; Nakula and Sahadeva, the twins known for their beauty and intelligence. They were the epitome of righteousness, guided by the principles of dharma and duty. The Kauravas, on the other hand, were led by Duryodhana, the eldest son of King Dhritarashtra, and his 100 brothers. They were driven by jealousy and ambition, consumed by a desire for power and control. The stage was set for a great war, a war that would determine the fate of the entire kingdom and shape the course of history. But amidst the chaos and turmoil of battle, there emerged a figure of divine wisdom and guidance, Krishna, the 8th avatar of Lord Vishnu. He He was the charioteer and counselor of Arjuna, guiding him through the moral dilemmas and existential crises that plagued his mind. Arjuna, the greatest warrior of his time, found himself torn between duty and compassion, between righteousness and personal attachment. As he stood on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, facing his own kith and kin, he was overcome by doubt and despair. It was then that Krishna delivered the Bhagavad Gita, the divine song that illuminated the path of righteousness and duty. In its verses, Krishna imparted the timeless wisdom of Dharma, urging Arjuna to fulfill his duty as a warrior and fight for justice, even if it meant facing his own relatives in battle. The Bhagavad Gita spoke of the eternal soul, the impermanence of the physical body, and the importance of selfless action. It taught Arjuna to surrender his ego and desires to the divine will, to perform his duty without attachment to the fruits of his actions. Through the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna revealed the true nature of existence, a cosmic dance of creation, preservation, and destruction, guided by the principles of Dharma and Karma. He showed Arjuna that every soul was immortal, and that death was merely a transition from one form to another. Arjuna listened intently to Krishna's words, his heart swelling with reverence and awe. With renewed courage and clarity, he picked up his bow and arrow, ready to fulfill his destiny as a warrior and defender of righteousness. But the Mahabharata was not just a tale of war and conflict, it was also a story of love and sacrifice, of friendship and loyalty. Draupadi, the wife of the Pandavas, was a woman of unparalleled beauty and strength. She was the embodiment of courage and resilience, the one who faced humiliation and adversity with grace and dignity. Bhishma, the grand old patriarch of the Kuru dynasty, was a man of unwavering loyalty and honor. Despite his allegiance to the Kauravas, he could not condone their actions and chose to fight on the side of righteousness in the Great War. Together, these characters, Krishna, Arjuna, Draupadi, and Bhishma, illuminated the pages of the Mahabharata with their courage, wisdom, and unwavering devotion to Dharma. As the war raged on, the lines between right and wrong blurred, and the fate of the kingdom hung in the balance. But through it all, Krishna remained a beacon of hope and guidance, leading Arjuna and the Pandavas towards victory and righteousness. And so, the Mahabharata came to its dramatic conclusion, with the victory of the Pandavas and the establishment of Dharma once again. But the lessons of the epic, the importance of duty, honor, and righteousness, echoed through the ages, inspiring generations to come to live their lives in accordance with the divine will. As the fire crackled and the stars shimmered overhead, let us take a moment to reflect on the timeless wisdom of the Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita, and let their teachings guide us on our own journey through life. For like Arjuna and the other characters of the epic, we too are bound by the threads of destiny, navigating the twists and turns of fate with courage, grace, and unwavering faith. In the realm of ancient scriptures, where myths and legends intertwine with the fabric of time, there exists a treasure trove known as the Puranas. These sacred texts, passed down through generations, are not just stories but windows into the cosmic drama that unfolds in the universe. Imagine, if you will, a world where gods and goddesses walk among mortals, where demons lurk in the shadows, and where the forces of good and evil clash in an eternal struggle for supremacy. This is the world of the Puranas, where myth and reality merge into one. Let us begin our journey with the Bhagavata Purana, a scripture that sings the divine glories of Lord Krishna, the eighth avatar of Lord Vishnu. In its pages, we encounter the childhood exploits of Krishna, stealing butter, dancing with gopis, and slaying demons with his divine flute. But amidst the joy and laughter, there is also sorrow and tragedy, as we witness Krishna's departure from this mortal world, leaving behind a legacy of love and devotion that continues to inspire millions. Next, let us turn our gaze to the Vishnu Purana, a scripture that extols the virtues of Lord Vishnu, the preserver of the universe. Here, we delve into the cosmic cycles of creation, preservation, and destruction, guided by the benevolent hand of Vishnu. We witness the birth of the universe from the cosmic egg, the emergence of gods and demons, and the epic battles that shape the destiny of the cosmos. But amidst the chaos, there is also order and harmony, as Vishnu upholds Dharma and righteousness, ensuring the balance of the universe is maintained. Now, let us venture into the Shiva Purana, a scripture that venerates Lord Shiva, the destroyer and transformer of the universe. Here, we are plunged into the depths of the cosmic ocean, where Shiva resides in eternal meditation, his third eye closed but ever watchful. We witness his cosmic dance of destruction, the Tandava, which shakes the very foundations of existence. But amidst the destruction, there is also creation and renewal, as Shiva paves the way for new beginnings and fresh starts. But the Puranas are not just about gods and goddesses, they are also about the mortal beings who walk the earth, their lives intertwined with the divine drama unfolding around them. In the Ramayana, we encounter the noble Prince Rama, whose unwavering devotion to duty leads him on a journey of exile, betrayal, and redemption. We witness his love for his beloved wife Sita, his loyalty to his brothers, and his epic battle against the demon king Ravana. But amidst the trials and tribulations, there is also triumph and victory, as Rama emerges victorious, his righteousness shining like a beacon in the darkness. In the Mahabharata, we meet the valiant warrior Arjuna, whose inner turmoil and existential crisis are laid bare on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. We witness his struggle to reconcile duty and compassion, righteousness and personal attachment, as he seeks guidance from his divine charioteer Krishna. But amidst the chaos of war, there is also clarity and enlightenment, as Arjuna learns the timeless lessons of the Bhagavad Gita, finding his purpose and resolve in the face of adversity. As we journey through the Puranas, we are reminded of the eternal truths that transcend time and space, the triumph of good over evil, the power of love and devotion, and the importance of duty and righteousness. These stories are not just myths, they are mirrors that reflect the human condition, guiding us on our own journey through life. And so, as the fire crackles and the stars twinkle overhead, let us take a moment to immerse ourselves in the timeless wisdom of the Puranas, and let their teachings inspire us to live our lives with courage, compassion, and unwavering faith. For like the gods and goddesses of the Puranas, we too are part of this cosmic drama, playing our roles on the stage of existence, guided by the eternal truths that echo through the ages. In the ancient lands of Bharatavarsha, there lived legendary heroes and kings whose tales of valor, righteousness, and sacrifice echo through the corridors of time. These were not just rulers, they were beacons of virtue, whose lives and deeds continue to inspire generations to this day. Let us begin our journey with the story of King Harishchandra, a monarch whose unwavering commitment to truth and integrity earned him a place among the greatest of kings. Harishchandra's tale is one of trials and tribulations, of tests and sacrifices that put his virtue to the ultimate test. Legend has it that King Harishchandra faced a series of challenges orchestrated by the gods themselves, testing his resolve and fidelity to truth. He endured poverty, loss of kingdom, separation from his family, and even sold his wife and son as slaves to fulfill his promises. Yet, through it all, he remained steadfast in his commitment to honesty and integrity, never wavering from the path of righteousness. Harishchandra's story serves as a timeless reminder of the power of truth and integrity, of the sacrifices one must make to uphold dharma and righteousness, even in the face of insurmountable odds. Next, let us turn our gaze to King Vikramaditya, whose reign was marked by wisdom, justice, and benevolence. Vikramaditya was not just a king, he was a sage in his own right, whose intellect and foresight guided his kingdom through times of prosperity and adversity. Legend has it that Vikramaditya's court was a gathering place for scholars, poets, and philosophers from far and wide, drawn by the king's reputation for wisdom and patronage of the arts. His rule was characterized by peace and prosperity, with justice being meted out impartially to all. Vikramaditya's legacy lives on in the annals of history, his name synonymous with good governance and enlightened rule. His virtues of wisdom, justice, and benevolence serve as an enduring testament to the power of righteous leadership. But the tales of legendary heroes and kings do not end there. There are countless others whose virtues and contributions have left an indelible mark on the sands of time. Take, for example, the story of King Shiva, whose compassion and selflessness knew no bounds. Legend has it that King Shiva once sacrificed his own flesh to save a dove from the clutches of a hawk, demonstrating the lengths to which he would go to uphold the principles of compassion and kindness. Or consider the tale of King Bharata, whose devotion to duty and righteousness earned him the title of Chakravarti, the universal ruler. Bharata's reign was marked by prosperity and harmony, with his subjects living in peace and contentment under his benevolent rule. These legendary heroes and kings may have walked the earth centuries ago, but their stories continue to resonate with us today, serving as timeless reminders of the values and virtues that define a true leader. As the fire crackles and the stars twinkle overhead, let us take a moment to reflect on the lives and deeds of these legendary figures, and let their stories inspire us to live our lives with courage, integrity, and compassion. For like them, we too have the power to shape our destinies and leave behind a legacy that will endure for generations to come. In the sacred lands of ancient Bharatavarsha, there dwelt sages whose wisdom illuminated the darkest corners of the universe. These were not ordinary beings, they were rishis, embodiments of divine knowledge and spiritual insight, whose lives and teachings continue to inspire seekers of truth to this day. Let us embark on a journey through the lives and teachings of three illustrious sages, Vishvamitra, Vasistha, and Narada, whose stories are woven into the fabric of Indian mythology, each playing a unique role in shaping the destiny of gods and mortals alike. We begin our journey with Vishvamitra, a sage whose tale is as captivating as it is inspiring. Born into a royal lineage, Vishvamitra renounced his princely status in pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. But his path was fraught with challenges, as he faced temptations and trials that tested his resolve and determination. Legend has it that Vishvamitra embarked on a quest to become a Brahmarishi, the highest order of sage, a feat considered impossible for a mere mortal. Yet, through his unwavering dedication and tireless penance, Vishvamitra transcended his human limitations and ascended to the ranks of the gods. But Vishvamitra's journey was not just about personal transformation, it was also about his interactions with gods and mortals alike. His rivalry with the sage Vasistha is legendary, as the two sages engaged in a battle of wills that spanned generations. Yet, despite their differences, Vishvamitra's respect for Vasistha's wisdom never wavered, and in the end, he acknowledged Vasistha as his guru. Vishvamitra's story serves as a timeless reminder of the power of perseverance and determination, of the transformative potential that lies within each of us, waiting to be unleashed. Next, let us turn our gaze to Vasistha, the sage whose wisdom was as vast as the cosmos itself. Vasistha was not just a sage, he was a guru to gods and kings, whose teachings guided them on the path of righteousness and enlightenment. Legend has it that Vasistha was born from the mind of Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, making him one of the oldest and wisest beings in existence. His knowledge was vast and profound, encompassing the mysteries of the cosmos and the secrets of the soul. But Vasistha's wisdom was not just theoretical, it was practical and applicable to everyday life. His teachings on dharma, righteousness, and the nature of reality were sought after by kings and sages alike, who sought his guidance in times of joy and sorrow, peace and conflict. Vasistha's role in various myths is profound, as he served as a counselor and mentor to gods and mortals alike. His teachings on yoga and meditation are immortalized in the Yoga Vasistha, a scripture that delves into the nature of consciousness and the path to self-realization. But perhaps Vasistha's most famous disciple was none other than Lord Rama himself, who sought Vasistha's guidance in times of doubt and despair. Vasistha's wisdom helped Rama navigate the trials and tribulations of his epic journey, guiding him towards his ultimate destiny as the savior of the universe. Finally, let us meet Narada, the celestial sage whose melodious voice and divine wisdom captivated all who heard him. Narada was not just a sage, he was a troubadour of the gods, a messenger between the celestial realms and the mortal world. Legend has it that Narada was born from the mind of Lord Brahma, his purpose to spread the teachings of dharma and righteousness to all corners of the universe. His travels took him far and wide, from the heavens of the gods to the depths of the underworld, where he imparted his wisdom to gods, demons, and mortals alike. Narada's role in various myths is multifaceted, as he served as a catalyst for many of the events that shaped the destiny of gods and mortals alike. His interventions often led to unforeseen consequences, as his mischievous nature sometimes got the better of him. But despite his mischievous tendencies, Narada's heart was pure, his intentions noble. He was a beacon of light in a world shrouded in darkness, his teachings serving as a guiding light for those who sought the path of righteousness and enlightenment. As the fire crackles and the stars twinkle overhead, let us take a moment to reflect on the lives and teachings of these illustrious sages, and let their stories inspire us to embark on our own journey of self-discovery and spiritual enlightenment. For like Vishvamitra, Vasistha, and Narada, we too have the potential to transcend our human limitations and unlock the divine potential that lies within each of us. In the vast tapestry of Indian mythology, there exists a realm inhabited by beings of darkness and chaos, the realm of the Asuras and Rakshasas. These are not just villains, they are formidable adversaries whose battles with gods and heroes have become the stuff of legend, echoing through the ages as tales of valor, treachery, and redemption. Let us delve into the stories of three key figures from this realm, Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, and Mahishasura, whose deeds have left an indelible mark on the annals of mythology, their names synonymous with power, ambition, and ultimately, downfall. We begin our journey with Ravana, the mighty demon king of Lanka, whose 10 heads and mastery over dark magic struck fear into the hearts of gods and mortals alike. Ravana's tale is one of ambition and hubris, of desire and downfall, as he sought to challenge the gods themselves for supremacy over the cosmos. Legend has it that Ravana was born with a thirst for power that knew no bounds, his insatiable appetite for conquest driving him to commit acts of unspeakable cruelty and treachery. Yet, amidst the darkness that consumed him, there was also a spark of greatness, a brilliance that shone like a beacon in the night. Ravana's battles with the gods and heroes of Indian mythology are the stuff of legend, as he waged war against the forces of righteousness with an army of demons at his command. But his greatest adversary was none other than Lord Rama himself, whose unwavering devotion to Dharma and righteousness served as a shining example for all. The tale of Ravana's downfall is a tragic one, as his pride and arrogance blinded him to the consequences of his actions. Despite his formidable powers and unmatched prowess in battle, he was ultimately defeated by the virtue and righteousness of Lord Rama, his 10 heads severed by the divine arrows of the righteous prince. Next, let us turn our gaze to Hiranyakashipu, the demon king whose quest for immortality led him on a path of destruction and despair. Hiranyakashipu's tale is one of vengeance and retribution, as he sought to avenge the death of his brother at the hands of Lord Vishnu. Legend has it that Hiranyakashipu performed severe penance to gain the favor of Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, who granted him a boon that made him invincible against all forms of death. Emboldened by his newfound power, Hiranyakashipu waged war against the gods themselves, seeking to establish himself as the supreme ruler of the cosmos. But his arrogance and pride blinded him to the consequences of his actions, as he persecuted those who dared to defy him, including his own son Prahlada, who remained steadfast in his devotion to Lord Vishnu. Hiranyakashipu's battles with the gods and heroes of Indian mythology are legendary, as he clashed with Lord Vishnu in various forms, each time meeting defeat at the hands of the divine. Yet, despite his formidable powers and unmatched strength, he was ultimately vanquished by the Narasimha avatar of Lord Vishnu, who emerged from a pillar to fulfill the prophecy of his demise. Finally, let us meet Mahishasura, the buffalo demon whose reign of terror threatened to engulf the entire cosmos in darkness. Mahishasura's tale is one of cunning and deception, as he sought to usurp the throne of the gods and establish himself as the supreme ruler of the universe. Legend has it that Mahishasura was born from the union of the demon king Ramba and the buffalo demoness Mahishi, whose formidable powers and ferocious appetite for destruction made him a formidable adversary to the gods. Mahishasura's battles with the gods and heroes of Indian mythology are the stuff of legend, as he waged war against the forces of righteousness with an army of demons at his command. But his greatest adversary was none other than the goddess Durga herself, whose divine grace and fierce determination proved to be his undoing. The tale of Mahishasura's downfall is a testament to the power of righteousness and virtue, as Durga unleashed her divine wrath upon him, slaying him in a mighty battle that shook the very foundations of the universe. As the fire crackles and the stars twinkle overhead, let us take a moment to reflect on the stories of these legendary figures from the realm of the Asuras and Rakshasas, and let their tales serve as a reminder of the eternal struggle between good and evil, light and darkness. for like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, and Mahishasura, we too are faced with choices that will determine our destiny, and it is up to us to choose the path of righteousness and virtue, lest we be consumed by the darkness that lurks within us all. In the mystical tapestry of Indian mythology, there exists a region of vibrant culture, rich traditions, and captivating legends, North India. This land is home to a plethora of myths and stories, each more enchanting than the last, weaving together a tapestry of gods, goddesses, and heroes that captivate the imagination and stir the soul. Come, let us embark on a journey through the fabled lands of North India, where the divine dances with the mortal, and the boundaries between myth and reality blur into one. Our journey begins in the sacred city of Varanasi, where the mighty river Ganges flows like a ribbon of silver, carrying with it the hopes, dreams, and prayers of millions. Here, amidst the ancient temples and bustling ghats, lies the story of Lord Shiva, the supreme deity of North India. Legend has it that Varanasi is the abode of Lord Shiva, where he resides in eternal meditation, his third eye closed but ever watchful. It is said that the city itself is a manifestation of his divine grace, a place where the mortal meets the immortal, and the mundane transcends into the divine. But Varanasi is not just a city of gods, it is also a city of mortals, whose lives are intertwined with the divine drama unfolding around them. Here, amidst the narrow alleyways and bustling marketplaces, lie tales of devotion and redemption, of love and sacrifice, that stir the soul and touch the heart. As we journey further north, we come to the majestic Himalayas, where the snow-capped peaks reach towards the heavens, touching the very skies themselves. Here, amidst the pristine beauty of nature, lies the story of the goddess Parvati, the divine consort of Lord Shiva. Legend has it that Parvati was born from the earth itself, her beauty and grace captivating the hearts of gods and mortals alike. It is said that she performed severe penance to win the affection of Lord Shiva, who was so moved by her devotion that he agreed to marry her. But Parvati's journey was not without challenges, as she faced trials and tribulations that tested her faith and determination. Yet, through it all, she remained steadfast in her devotion to Lord Shiva, her love shining like a beacon in the darkness. As we traverse the rugged terrain of North India, we come to the ancient city of Ayodhya, where the legendary hero Rama once walked the earth. Here, amidst the crumbling ruins and towering temples, lies the story of Rama's epic journey, a tale of honor and betrayal, of love and sacrifice. Legend has it that Rama was the epitome of righteousness, guided by the principles of dharma and duty. His tale is one of exile and exile, as he was banished from his kingdom by a jealous stepmother and forced to wander the wilderness with his beloved wife Sita and faithful brother Lakshmana. But Rama's journey was not just about personal hardship, it was also about his quest to uphold dharma and righteousness in the face of adversity. Along the way, he encountered allies and adversaries, each playing a role in shaping his destiny and the fate of the cosmos itself. In the lush and vibrant lands of South India, amidst the swaying palm trees and fragrant spice gardens, lie tales as ancient and captivating as the very soil itself. Here, in the states of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh, myths and legends abound, each more enchanting than the last, weaving together a tapestry of gods, goddesses, and heroes that stir the soul and ignite the imagination. Come, let us embark on a journey through the fabled lands of South India, where the divine dances with the mortal, and the boundaries between myth and reality blur into one. Our journey begins in the mystical state of Tamil Nadu, where the air is filled with the melodious strains of classical music and the aroma of freshly brewed filter coffee. Here, amidst the ancient temples and bustling cities, lies the story of Lord Murugan, the beloved deity of the Tamil people. Legend has it that Murugan was born from the sparks that flew from Lord Shiva's third eye, his radiant beauty and valor captivating the hearts of gods and mortals alike. It is said that he wielded a mighty spear and rode upon a majestic peacock, his divine presence instilling fear in the hearts of demons and inspiring devotion in the hearts of his devotees. But Murugan's tale is not just one of conquest and victory, it is also a story of love and devotion. Legend has it that he fell in love with the beautiful goddess Valley, a simple tribal maiden whose innocence and purity captured his heart. This was a love that transcended barriers of caste and status, a love that inspired countless devotees to this day. As we journey further south, we come to the enchanting state of Kerala, where the backwaters glisten like silver ribbons and the coconut palms sway in the gentle breeze. Here, amidst the tranquil beauty of nature, lies the story of Lord Ayyappan, the divine child of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. Legend has it that Ayyappan was born to vanquish the demoness Mahishi, whose reign of terror threatened to engulf the entire cosmos in darkness. It is said that he was raised by a simple forest tribe, his divine powers hidden from the world until the time was right for him to fulfill his destiny. But Ayyappan's journey was not just about defeating demons, it was also about his quest for self-realization and enlightenment. Legend has it that he underwent severe penance and austerity, meditating in the depths of the forest for years on end, until he attained the ultimate state of union with the divine. As we traverse the verdant landscapes of South India, we come to the ancient state of Karnataka, where the ruins of Hampi whisper tales of bygone glory and the echoes of ancient chants still reverberate through the air. Here, amidst the rugged terrain and towering temples, lies the story of the divine brothers, Lord Rama and Lord Lakshmana. Legend has it that Rama and Lakshmana were born to vanquish the demon king Ravana, whose tyranny threatened to engulf the entire cosmos in darkness. It is said that they embarked on a perilous journey across the length and breadth of the land, gathering allies and forging alliances in their quest to defeat the forces of evil. But Rama and Lakshmana's journey was not just about battles and conquests, it was also about their unwavering devotion to Dharma and righteousness. Legend has it that they faced numerous trials and tribulations along the way, testing their resolve and determination to uphold the principles of truth and justice. As we conclude our journey through the fabled lands of South India, let us take a moment to reflect on the timeless wisdom and beauty of its myths and legends. For in these tales, we find echoes of our own hopes and fears, dreams and desires, reminding us of the eternal truths that bind us all together in the tapestry of life. In the vast expanse of India, from the verdant plains of Bengal to the arid deserts of Rajasthan, lie tales as diverse and captivating as the landscapes themselves. Here, in the eastern and western regions of the country, myths and legends abound, each carrying with it the essence of the culture and heritage of its people. Come, let us embark on a journey through the fabled lands of eastern and western India, where the divine dances with the mortal, and the boundaries between myth and reality blur into one. Our journey begins in the mystical state of Bengal, where the air is filled with the sweet fragrance of blooming flowers and the melodious strains of Rabindra Sangeet. Here, amidst the lush greenery and winding rivers, lies the story of Devi Durga, the fierce and compassionate goddess revered by millions. Legend has it that Durga was born from the combined energies of the gods, each contributing their divine powers to create a being capable of vanquishing the demon Mahishasura, whose tyranny threatened to engulf the entire cosmos. It is said that she rode into battle atop a fierce lion, wielding an array of weapons bestowed upon her by the gods themselves. But Durga's tale is not just one of battles and conquests, it is also a story of love and devotion. Legend has it that she is worshipped as the mother goddess, whose divine grace and compassion protect her devotees from harm and guide them on the path of righteousness. As we journey further west, we come to the ancient state of Odisha, where the temples of Puri stand as a testament to the enduring legacy of Lord Jagannath, the divine Lord of the universe. Here, amidst the crashing waves and golden beaches, lies the story of the divine trinity, Lord Jagannath, Lord Balabhadra, and Devi Subhadra. Legend has it that Jagannath was once a tribal deity worshipped by the indigenous peoples of the region, whose divine presence drew pilgrims from far and wide. It is said that he is worshipped as the Lord of the universe, whose divine grace and benevolence bring peace and prosperity to all who seek his blessings. But Jagannath's tale is not just one of reverence and devotion, it is also a story of inclusivity and unity. Legend has it that his temple in Puri is open to people of all castes and creeds, symbolizing the universality of his divine presence and the equality of all beings in the eyes of the divine. As we traverse the vast landscapes of western India, we come to the vibrant state of Gujarat, where the air is filled with the spicy aroma of daklas and the colorful swirl of gabra dancers. Here, amidst the bustling cities and ancient ruins, lies the story of Lord Krishna, the divine cowherd whose playful antics captivate the hearts of millions. Legend has it that Krishna was born to vanquish the demon Kansa, whose tyranny threatened to engulf the entire cosmos in darkness. It is said that he grew up in the pastoral village of Vrindavan, where he delighted in playing his flute and stealing butter from the gopis. But Krishna's tale is not just one of mischief and charm, it is also a story of love and devotion. Legend has it that he is worshipped as the supreme deity, whose divine grace and wisdom guide his devotees on the path of righteousness and liberation. As we conclude our journey through the fabled lands of eastern and western India, let us take a moment to reflect on the timeless wisdom and beauty of its myths and legends. For in these tales, we find echoes of our own hopes and fears, dreams and desires, reminding us of the eternal truths that bind us all together in the tapestry of life. In the vast and intricate tapestry of Indian mythology, symbolism weaves its threads seamlessly, imbuing each tale with layers of meaning and significance that resonate with the human spirit. From the graceful lotus to the coiling serpent, from the towering mount to the celestial chakra, these symbols hold within them the essence of ancient wisdom and divine truths. Come, let us embark on a journey through the realm of symbolism and Indian myths, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary and the mundane transcends into the realm of the divine. Our journey begins with the lotus, a flower of exquisite beauty that blooms amidst the murky waters, its petals unfurling to reveal the purity and grace hidden within. Legend has it that the lotus holds a special place in Indian mythology, symbolizing enlightenment, spiritual awakening, and divine grace. In the heart of the lotus lies the seat of the gods, where Brahma, the creator of the universe, resides in eternal meditation. It is said that the lotus represents the journey of the soul towards liberation, as it rises above the murky waters of ignorance and illusion to attain the sublime heights of enlightenment. But the lotus is not just a symbol of spiritual awakening, it is also a reminder of the beauty and resilience of the human spirit. Legend has it that even in the darkest depths of despair, the lotus remains untouched by the darkness, its petals shining with the radiance of hope and renewal. As we journey further into the realm of symbolism, we come to the serpent, a creature of mystery and power that coils and uncoils in an eternal dance of creation and destruction. Legend has it that the serpent represents the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, symbolizing the eternal flux of existence. In Indian mythology, the serpent is often depicted as a symbol of divine wisdom and protection, as well as a harbinger of transformation and renewal. It is said that the serpent's ability to shed its skin represents the process of spiritual evolution, as the soul transcends its earthly limitations to attain union with the divine. But the serpent is also a symbol of danger and temptation, as its seductive charm and cunning nature can lead the unwary astray. Legend has it that the serpent's venom represents the poison of desire and attachment, which binds the soul to the cycle of birth and death. As we delve deeper into the realm of symbolism, we come to the towering mount, a symbol of strength, stability, and transcendence. Legend has it that the mount represents the axis mundi, the axis of the world around which the heavens and the earth revolve. In Indian mythology, the mount is often depicted as the abode of the gods, where they reside in splendor and majesty, overseeing the affairs of the cosmos. It is said that the mount represents the divine order of the universe, as well as the aspirational journey of the soul towards union with the divine. But the mount is also a symbol of earthly power and sovereignty, as kings and rulers often built their palaces and fortresses atop towering mountains, symbolizing their authority and dominion over the land. Legend has it that the mount represents the pinnacle of human achievement, as well as the transcendence of earthly limitations to attain spiritual liberation. As we conclude our journey through the realm of symbolism and Indian myths, let us take a moment to reflect on the timeless wisdom and beauty of these ancient symbols. For in their intricate patterns and hidden meanings, we find echoes of our own hopes and fears, dreams and desires, reminding us of the eternal truths that bind us all together in the tapestry of life. In the timeless tales of Indian mythology, themes and motifs echo through the ages, weaving a narrative tapestry that speaks to the deepest truths of human existence. Among these themes, three stand out with profound significance: dharma, karma, and moksha. These concepts not only shape the stories of gods and heroes, but also resonate deeply with the human experience, guiding us on the path of righteousness, action, and liberation. Our journey into the heart of these themes begins with Dharma, the sacred duty and moral obligation that governs the actions of gods and mortals alike. Legend has it that Dharma is the cosmic order of the universe, the divine law that upholds righteousness and maintains harmony in the cosmos. In the epic tale of the Mahabharata, Dharma lies at the center of the conflict between the Pandavas and the Kauravas as they struggle to uphold their moral obligations in the face of temptation and adversity. It is said that Dharma is not just a set of rules and regulations, but also a guiding principle that illuminates the path of righteousness and virtue. But Dharma is not always easy to discern, as it often requires difficult choices and sacrifices. Legend has it that even the gods themselves are bound by Dharma as they navigate the complexities of divine law and moral responsibility. As we delve deeper into the theme of Dharma, we come to understand its profound significance in shaping the destiny of gods and mortals alike. For in the end, it is Dharma that guides us on the path of righteousness and leads us towards our ultimate destiny. Next, let us turn our gaze to karma, the cosmic law of cause and effect that governs the actions of all beings in the universe. Legend has it that karma is the sum total of our thoughts, words, and deeds, which determine our fate and destiny in this life and the next. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna teaches the warrior Prince Arjuna about the nature of karma and the importance of performing one's duty without attachment to the fruits of action. It is said that karma is not just about the consequences of our actions, but also about the intentions behind them, as every thought and deed leaves an indelible mark on the soul. But karma is not just about punishment and reward, it is also a reminder of the interconnectedness of all beings in the cosmos. Legend has it that every action we take has ripple effects that reverberate throughout the universe, shaping the course of events and influencing the lives of others. As we contemplate the theme of karma, we come to understand its profound implications for our lives and our world. For in the end, it is our actions that define us and determine our destiny, shaping the course of our journey through the endless cycles of birth and death. Finally, let us explore the theme of moksha, the ultimate goal of liberation and spiritual enlightenment that lies at the heart of Indian mythology. Legend has it that moksha is the release from the cycle of birth and death, the attainment of union with the divine that brings an end to suffering and sorrow. In the Upanishads, ancient texts of philosophical wisdom, moksha is described as the highest state of consciousness, in which the individual soul merges with the universal soul and attains eternal bliss. It is said that moksha is not just a destination but also a journey of self-discovery and realization, as we strive to transcend the limitations of the ego and realize our true nature as divine beings. But moksha is not just for the enlightened few, it is also a promise of liberation for all beings in the cosmos. Legend has it that every soul is destined to attain moksha eventually, as we journey through the cycles of birth and death, learning and growing, until we finally realize our true potential and attain union with the divine. As we contemplate the theme of moksha, we come to understand its profound implications for our lives and our world. For in the end, it is the quest for liberation that gives meaning and purpose to our existence, guiding us on the path of spiritual awakening and ultimate fulfillment. In the land of ancient India, there existed a realm where gods walked among mortals, and epic tales unfolded like the petals of a blooming lotus. Within this realm, three profound themes held sway over the lives of gods and men alike: dharma, karma, and moksha. These were not just abstract concepts, but guiding principles that shaped the destinies of heroes and villains, saints and sinners. In the bustling city of Hastinapur, the Kuru dynasty reigned supreme, and the fate of kingdoms hung in the balance. Here, amidst the swirling currents of ambition and betrayal, the theme of dharma, or duty, loomed large. At the heart of the kingdom stood King Dhritarashtra, torn between his obligations as a ruler and his love for his sons, the 100 Kauravas. Despite his blindness, he could see the path of righteousness laid out before him, but the bonds of family and ambition clouded his vision. Meanwhile, on the banks of the sacred river Ganges, the Pandava brothers faced their own trials and tribulations. Led by the noble Yudhishthira, they grappled with the weight of their dharma as warriors, torn between their loyalty to their kingdom and their sense of justice. Each decision they made carried with it the weight of their duty, as they navigated the treacherous waters of politics and power. As the story unfolded, the theme of karma, or action, came to the forefront, weaving its threads through the fabric of destiny. In the great battlefield of Kurukshetra, where the fate of the world hung in the balance, warriors clashed and kingdoms fell, their actions shaping the course of history. For every deed, whether noble or nefarious, carried with it consequences that reverberated through the ages. In the midst of this epic conflict stood Arjuna, the mighty warrior prince, torn between his duty as a warrior and his reluctance to shed the blood of his kin. As he stood upon the battlefield, his bow Gandiva trembling in his hands, Lord Krishna appeared to him as his charioteer, guiding him on the path of righteousness. Through the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna came to understand the true nature of karma, realizing that it was not his place to question the will of the divine but to act with courage and conviction. Finally, as the dust settled and the echoes of war faded into the distance, the theme of moksha, or liberation, emerged like a beacon of hope in the darkness. For beyond the cycle of birth and death, beyond the struggles and strife of mortal existence, lay the promise of eternal bliss and enlightenment. In the sacred groves of the Himalayas, sages and ascetics sought refuge from the tumult of the world, dedicating their lives to the pursuit of spiritual liberation. Through meditation and austerity, they sought to transcend the limitations of the ego and attain union with the divine. Among them was the sage Vyasa, who chronicled the epic tales of the Mahabharata for future generations to learn from. Through his writings, he sought to impart the timeless wisdom of the ages, guiding seekers on the path of moksha and liberation. And so, the themes of dharma, karma, and moksha wove their way through the tapestry of Indian mythology, illuminating the path of righteousness and leading souls towards ultimate liberation. For in the end, it was not the battles won or lost, the kingdoms gained or lost, that mattered, but the journey of the soul towards its ultimate destiny. In the bustling streets of modern-day India, where skyscrapers tower over ancient temples and the pulse of life beats with an unyielding rhythm, the timeless myths and legends of the past continue to resonate with the hearts and minds of people. From the dusty pages of ancient texts to the silver screen of contemporary cinema, these myths have found new life in the hands of artists, writers, and filmmakers, offering fresh interpretations that speak to the challenges and aspirations of the present day. As the sun sets over the city skyline, casting long shadows across the landscape, a young boy sits hunched over his laptop, lost in the virtual world of video games. Little does he know that he is about to embark on a journey that will take him beyond the confines of his screen and into the realm of ancient mythology. With a click of the mouse, he enters the world of Asura's Wrath, a game that draws inspiration from the epic tales of Indian mythology. As he guides the protagonist through epic battles and heroic quests, he finds himself immersed in a world of gods and demons, where the lines between good and evil blur and the fate of the universe hangs in the balance. Meanwhile, across town, a group of young filmmakers gather in a dimly lit studio, their eyes gleaming with excitement as they discuss their latest project. Inspired by the timeless tales of the Ramayana, they have set out to create a modern retelling of the epic saga, set against the backdrop of contemporary India. In their vision, Rama is not just a prince in exile, but a symbol of resilience and determination in the face of adversity. Sita is not just a damsel in distress, but a strong and independent woman who fights for her own freedom. And Hanuman is not just a loyal servant, but a wise and compassionate mentor who guides the heroes on their journey. As they delve deeper into the story, they draw inspiration from the themes of dharma, karma, and moksha, weaving them seamlessly into the fabric of their narrative. For them, these ancient myths are not just relics of the past, but timeless tales that speak to the human condition and offer guidance in troubled times. Across the country, in the bustling metropolis of Mumbai, an artist sits in front of her easel, brush in hand, as she brings to life the vibrant colors and dynamic shapes of Indian mythology. With each stroke of her brush, she captures the essence of the gods and goddesses, the demons and heroes that populate the rich tapestry of Indian folklore. In her paintings, she explores the themes of dharma, karma, and moksha, using symbolism and metaphor to convey their deeper meanings. For her, these myths are not just stories to be told, but mirrors that reflect the timeless truths of the human soul. As the night wears on and the city sleeps, the echoes of these modern interpretations of Indian mythology reverberate through the streets, touching the hearts and minds of all who encounter them. For in the end, it is not just the stories themselves that matter, but the ways in which they continue to inspire and illuminate the world around us. In a world where myths and legends danced on the edges of reality, there existed a realm where the past intertwined with the present, and the stories of gods and heroes echoed through the ages. In this magical land, the ancient tales of Indian mythology came alive in a mesmerizing video presentation, weaving together threads of wisdom, courage, and divine grace. As the video began, viewers were transported to a time long ago, when the universe was born from the cosmic breath of the divine. In the mystical hymns of the Vedas, they heard the whispers of creation, as the gods wove together the fabric of existence with threads of light and sound. From the primordial chaos emerged the three worlds, heaven, earth, and the underworld, each a reflection of the cosmic order that governs the universe. But the story did not end there, for time in Indian cosmology is not linear but cyclical, a never-ending cycle of creation, destruction, and renewal. In the concept of the yugas Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, the viewers saw the ebb and flow of cosmic time, as the ages waxed and waned like the phases of the moon. As the video unfolded, viewers were introduced to the divine trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, each embodying a different aspect of the cosmic order. Brahma, the creator, brought forth the universe from the depths of his imagination, while Vishnu, the preserver, watched over it with loving care. And Shiva, the destroyer, danced on the edges of existence, destroying the old to make way for the new. But the gods were not alone in their cosmic dance, for they were joined by a host of divine beings known as the Devas, Indra, Agni, Varuna, Surya, and others, each wielding their powers with grace and majesty. In their stories, viewers saw the triumphs and tribulations of the gods, as they battled demons and giants, fought for the fate of the universe, and showered their blessings upon mortal beings. And then there were the deities Durga, Kali, Lakshmi, Sarasvati, embodiments of feminine power and divine grace. In their stories, viewers saw the fierce courage of Durga as she vanquished the demon Mahishasura, the transformative energy of Kali as she danced on the battlefield, and the serene wisdom of Sarasvati as she bestowed her blessings upon seekers of knowledge. But Indian mythology was not just about gods and goddesses, it was also about mortal beings who rose to greatness through acts of courage and virtue. In the epic tales of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, viewers saw the struggles of heroes like Rama, Sita, Arjuna, and Draupadi as they grappled with the challenges of duty, honor, and destiny. And in the stories of legendary kings and sages like Harishchandra, Vikramaditya, Vishvamitra, and Vasistha, they saw the virtues of righteousness, sacrifice, and compassion that guided them on their path to greatness. As the video drew to a close, viewers were left with a sense of awe and wonder at the richness and depth of Indian mythology. For in these ancient tales, they saw reflections of their own hopes and fears, dreams and desires, reminding them of the timeless truths that bind us all together in the tapestry of life. In the land of India, where the colors of dawn paint the sky and the fragrance of jasmine fills the air, there exists a timeless legacy woven into the very fabric of its culture and spirituality. It is a legacy born from the myths and legends of Hindi mythology, stories that have echoed through the ages and continue to shape the hearts and minds of millions. As the sun rises over the sacred river Ganges, illuminating the ancient temples and palaces that, its banks, the legacy of Hindi mythology comes alive in all its splendor. Here, amidst the chanting of priests and the fragrance of incense, devotees gather to pay homage to the gods and goddesses who dwell in the heavens above. In the bustling streets of modern-day India, where the sounds of traffic and chatter mingle with the cries of street vendors and the laughter of children, the legacy of Hindi mythology is ever present. It can be seen in the vibrant colors of festivals like Diwali and Holi, where the triumph of good over evil is celebrated with fireworks and feasting. It can be heard in the chants of devotees as they sing praises to the gods and goddesses who watch over them with loving care. But the legacy of Hindi mythology extends far beyond the borders of India, reaching across oceans and continents to touch the hearts and minds of people around the world. and distant lands, where the names of gods and goddesses may be unfamiliar and the stories of ancient epics may seem like distant echoes of a forgotten past, the essence of Hindi mythology lives on in the hearts of those who seek wisdom and enlightenment. For in the tales of gods and heroes, demons and sages, we find echoes of our own hopes and fears, dreams and desires. We see ourselves reflected in the struggles of heroes like Rama and Arjuna, who faced impossible odds with courage and determination. We find solace in the wisdom of sages like Vyasa and Vishvamitra, who guided seekers on the path of righteousness and truth. And so, as we reflect on the enduring legacy of Hindi mythology, let us remember that it is not just a collection of stories from the past, but a living tradition that continues to inspire and uplift us in our daily lives. Let us honor the gods and goddesses who have guided us with their divine grace, and let us seek to embody the virtues of courage, compassion, and wisdom that they represent. As a call to action, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment with your country name, so that we may know from where you are watching and join together in celebrating the timeless legacy of Hindi mythology. Together, let us keep the flame of knowledge and inspiration burning bright, so that future generations may continue to draw strength and wisdom from the stories of gods and heroes that have stood the test of time.